the hottest comic books in the world. And I'm astounded by number 10 on the list because someone grabbed one of the best deals I've seen in years. Speculation is going crazy. Investments are being made. Buckle up. People spent over $150,000 this week. Let's talk about why. Number 10 on the list, Mr. Miracle number 1. Jack the King Kirby. The 9.2 sold for $400. That's up 12%. But I want to talk about the 9.8 sale. Hot damn, someone got a crazy deal on a white pager, mind you. This month, someone paid $3,500. Only 20 copies exist on the census. The last time one sold was for $6,500 February of this year. A 9.8 Mr. Miracle, regardless of page quality, comes up less than one time a year. In fact, I pulled up GPA. The books only come up 12 times publicly in the last 20 years. Keep an eye out on Mr. Miracle because right now people are grabbing crazy deals, and it's all because of the Tom King announcement. The animation is going to be hitting Disney Plus, and it's a full tribute to Jack Kirby. Great run. Characters based off of Jim Steranko. Jeff, hit him with number 9.
Amazing Spider-Man number 20. And I got to tell you, back in the day, this was kind of that intro level key that you can get into a major villain for Spider-Man.
Dude, full honesty,
yeah,
the second Silver Age Spidey key I ever purchased, and it was within the same week of the first one. And the first one I got was first Rhino, ASM 41.
That first appearance of the Rhino in issue 41 is a great key. I've always loved that as well. And like you said, it was one of the more introductory pickups back in the day, and still kind of is when you're looking at the Rogues Gallery for Spider-Man. But this is issue number 20. Origin and first appearance of the Scorpion. And if you're looking for the first appearance of Matt Gargan, who becomes the Scorpion, it's just in the issue prior in issue number 19. Now, we had 6 sales above the 12-month average for this book at over $4,600 spent. We had an 8.5, up 1% for $2,707. Now, if you're looking to purchase this comic book, there's something you really, really need to know, and that is to make sure this book is complete. I've been collecting and selling comics for almost 25 years. And I would say that 60% of the time that I've had this comic, which is at least 15 times, that it's missing the pinup page inside. So you got to make sure to count your pages and make sure that book is complete.
Now, I've already told the community about the Bad Idea Takeover. You're already joining up in mass to get your hands on Banana number 1, to get your hands on Planet Death. Well, I've teamed up with Bad Idea to do a very special giveaway that's going to end at the end of next week. Every single Planet Death cover, incentive variant, open to order variant, retailer variant, the definitive collection will be given away, and all you have to do is go to badideacorp.com and join their newsletter. That's how they'll do the drawing, and that's how you get your Planet Death. You have 1 week. Link in the description. Let's move on to number 8 on the list. This is a book. We're talking about Iron Man 55. First appearance of Thanos and Drax and the Blood Brothers and Star Fox. Multi-key appearance, but I want to highlight the 9.6 today. Up 19%. It's been going for around $3,200 all year. Someone just paid $3,840 this last week. So yeah, we have some spec. Thanos driven, mostly. Josh Brolin, potential reprising the role just to get slain by Victor Von Doom. It could happen, but I think the book is becoming such a safe investment just because of how cheap it's getting. A 9.8 has a 12-month average of $75.30. Last sale this year in April for $6,600. This book has definitely seen some crazy heights. People paid $10,000 plus over the last 5 years. But really, the sweet spot with this book has been around $6,000. I think if people were hunting 9/8 of this copy, they are looking to spend between $6 and $7K. And now we're seeing it kind of just settle around that number. So if you're looking to spec, sure. But if you're looking for a major like villain Marvel blue chip book, this could be the best time because any lower, I think people are just going to start scooping it up just to hold it.
We've talked about it. Comics trying to find the base floor where people are just jumping in, and it sounds like we've kind of found it for that book. But in at number 7, a book that no one's surprised to see, and there's going to be a few others on here. You're not going to be shocked either, but Fantastic Four number 49. This is the first full appearance of Galactus, second appearance of the Silver Surfer. Massive key. We have the movie coming out just in a matter of weeks. We just had Superman hit, and it sounds like it's going to be pretty darn amazing to see. I was not privileged enough to see it early like some, but I can't wait. Now, this book had 8 sales above the 12-month average for over $5,000 spent. We just saw the 7.0 sell for $1,349. It's up 13% from its 12-month average. I'm not the most excited for this movie. I don't think it's going to be that fantastic, but I will say this. They are working their asses off on the marketing side. I mean, with the size of those popcorn buckets, we got Crocs crossover. You can go on Zillow and have a tour of the Baxter Building with an actual price of $4,444,444, which, if you're wondering, translates inflation-wise to $47 million plus if you wanted to buy it with today's money. But this book is still a key no matter what happens with that movie.
Moving on to number 6. Have you downloaded Key Collector Comics? Use code TOM101. You support the show and unlock a free 2-week subscription of an app you will use nearly every day if you're hunting for comic books. I use it every day. So do you. So does Russ. And you should too. We have Amazing Spider-Man 129, the first full appearance of Frank Castle. There is no cameo appearance. I don't even know why I said full appearance, but this is that book, one of the most important Bronze Age books of all time, and a book that I'm more confident in than most comics on this list. I'm even a bit more confident in this than I am of FF49. Hot take? Let me know in the comment section. A 9.4 sold for $38.50. That's up 3%. I mean, as far as classic characters go, you don't just get the Punisher bump, you get the Amazing Spider-Man bump. And in covering the Hot 10, the 10 hottest books every single week for over 5 years straight without skipping a beat, 7 years for the trending 10 as of July, we have a book that is part of a run that seems to be the safest investments in collectible comics outside of the Golden Age. And we're talking Amazing Spider-Man.
With a character with 3 future projects on the horizon, yeah, I can see why this book would be one of the ones you mostly put your money into. But this book next, now you said you didn't like 49. Can you see FF48 being a better book than ASM 120? I don't know, doesn't seem like it, but there's 8 sales above the 12-month average for over $11,000 spent this week.
Are you more optimistic on 48 or 49?
Me?
Yeah, personally. I think Galactus is going to be really
48.
cool, but we don't have Norrin yet. You think 48 more? All right, well, look at the numbers, dude, because 8.5 went up 10% for $4,200.
Yeah, so that just kind of proves my point if you ask me, for a book that's more common than the FF49 and yet still in more demand and more money spent in the week. Yeah, this is the book that I think that people understand is the bigger key. Silver Surfer versus Galactus. I'd rather have the first appearance of Silver Surfer than the first appearance of Galactus.
Even if we don't see Norrin Rad. I mean, dude, the Shia LaBeouf introduction we saw in the final trailer. Hey, the Herald's coming. I'm your Herald. Everyone's going to die. Pretty cool, man.
That just proves my point even more. If we're seeing Shia LaBeouf as Silver Surfer, wait till we see Norrin Rad as Silver Surfer for the FF48. A continued bump. But here's what I'm talking about with marketing. They've crossed over some type of marketing plan with Casio watches. Okay, and I mention that because they show 4 different watches, and at the very end, they show one watch that turns green. Which, does that hint that for sure we're going to be seeing Doom in this movie? Or does that just mean glow-in-the-dark watches? I don't know, but they're all in on FF. There's going to be plenty of FF in the future, which means, again, Silver Surfer is sticking around.
Which now brings us to number 4 on the list with some straight up speculation. We have Fantastic Four Annual number 6. Of course, we have Franklin Richards. But, how many young Avengers have come and gone with no bump to their comic books, so no real big interest in the collectible? Is Franklin going to be just another one? Are we going to have to wait 20 years before this book becomes relevant? Or will Annihilus, the other first appearance in this annual, cause further bumps? You have 2 safe bets, seemingly. Annihilus is rumored for the Nova something that they keep teasing us over the last 7 years. Well, we see a 9.2 sell for $1,700, up 13%. Of all the books on this list, if you're looking to speculate, hoping for a big win, you're willing to risk a biscuit, is what I'm saying. This is the book.
Annihilus is possibly the big cosmic bad in the future. I don't know. I think it's a risk worth taking. But number 3 is here. Not because he's necessarily in a movie, but because you're a collector and a fan of comics in general. Iron Man number 1. I mean, I don't know people who don't like this cover. I love it. It's one of my favorite childhood memories is this book back in the day, seeing it at a comic shop. 7 sales above the 12-month average for over $14,000 spent this week.
I love Key Collector's analysis on this book because it isn't about anything in the movies that's coming. It's not about Robert Downey, Iron Man, or anything like that. It says here, it's just highlighting its continued relevance and strong collector demand for a character that was at one point the center of the highest grossing film franchise in movie history. So Annihilus, Franklin, that's some spec stuff. But if you don't give a shit about spec, you get this book.
And after saying what I just said, I feel like we may actually see Iron Man in the suit. How do you not see a flashback? How do you not see a flashback or a deleted scene? Not deleted scene, but like a scene that they like never showed us before?
I love you're just like, yeah, but what if?
Yeah, because it just makes sense, right? How else do you grab the audience unless you put Iron Man, who passed away, in like a flashback in a suit again? Like, would you not love to see that?
Full circle, man. I mean, maybe Victor Von Doom ends up coming back and we get Robert Downey again, and then he can die again and save the MCU. All right. Well, here's the thing. I want to answer a really big question for the community. We get asked sometimes, why doesn't a certain book that you know is hot not on the list? One book that hasn't been on the list in 2 years is Journey into Mystery number 83, which is at the list at number 2 this week, the first appearance of Thor. We have a couple sales I want to report. The 6.0 is up 6% for 14 grand, and a 7.5 sold for $31,200. That's up 24%. This is one of those books that, yeah, it's gotten soft over the years, just like many blue chip books. But this one, unlike many others, doesn't sell that often. Like, they don't get listed that often. I mean, Key Collector even breaks it down for us. Take a look at this. A 7.5 in recent years has only had 2 sales publicly recorded. There are 45 on the census. You would assume there'd be more copies that hit the market. They don't. People like to keep this for their PC.
I watched this book closely, and I watched Hulk 1 closely as well. And it's interesting to see those 2 books, which to me have some of the greatest Marvel Silver Age blue chip covers that there are. Better than FF1, in my opinion, better than ASM1. Not as good as AF15, of course, but like, they get soft. They fluctuate like more than most, it seems like. So you can get usually good deals on this book, but it's nice to see it moving consistently again. We're talking about that floor. Okay, we're getting to that where people are now jumping in and like, hey, I should buy this at this price.
Hit the like and subscribe button, because I think what you just said is something a lot of investors, speculators, and collectors are all feeling right now about the number 1 hottest book in the world this week. We have Giant Size X-Men number 1. Dare I say, are we headed for a potential overcorrection?
I mean, you can say the pendulum has officially swung from one extreme of just getting too low to now starting to move back. And with over $27,000 spent on this book this week alone and 8 sales, I mean, the evidence could be there that now's the time that people are finally just jumping in on this book.
Let's take a look at the 9.6, $10,500. That is up 12% this week. A far cry from its $25,000, $30,000 heights that were around the 2022 era. Well, the 9.6, which was a $15,000 book during that era, is trending for around $5,000 now. We're seeing a major uptick, number 1 on the list, not because of like spec that's happening anytime soon. No, it's got to be because of the prices. I think we are on pace for overcorrecting because of the future of the MCU and the mutant era we're about to embark on that we've already started. I mean, Kelsey Grammer reprised the role as the Beast with the Marvels movie. We had Deadpool Wolverine reintroduce us to a plethora of mutants. And then we have Avengers Doomsday, which is like half the cast, all mutants.
We just saw the end of a phase with Ironheart. And by the way, who's excited for frickin' Mephisto?
Dude, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I haven't talked to you about this.
No, but
pretty freaking dope.
And did Sacha Baron Cohen absolutely crush it?
Dude, I thought it was great. It's exactly what I was hoping for.
Okay, so we're going to go kind of spiritual, mystical, magical. We're going to go cosmic, and we're going to go freaking mutants. So, like, this book is no surprise to be on this list with the future of the movies coming that they have on their, on like whatever list, their slates. Right now, you got to be getting into this book because it's going like nowhere but up right now.
Hit the like, subscribe. Do you agree with us? What do you think of Ironheart? And of course, as always,
geek responsibly.
Enough said. We're giving away a Secret Wars number 1 this week at the end of the trending video. Make sure to go to comictom.com, join the SMS group, the text message group. Once you're in for all of our weekly giveaways. We do a lot of them, and I want to send you some comics. Have a great week.